The question of India's permanent membership is a contentious one, fraught with political controversies. Some say that India was offered this seat many decades back. But then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru offered it on a platter to China. There are letters that purportedly back this claim, but we've not been able to verify any of these claims independently. Here's the story of India's UNSC bid.
Membership in the United Nations Security Council has been an important element throughout the country's history. India has lobbied for a permanent seat as a part of the reformed UNSC. India's permanent representative to the UN, Syed Akbaruddin, had argued that the world has changed a lot since the formation of the UNSC, and hence this warrants a change in the council too.
We therefore welcome this initiative to bring together.
India has been lobbying for the permanent membership on various grounds. India boasts of a large fraction of the world's population. It is a long-standing democracy. India contributes significantly to UN peacekeeping missions. It is the fastest growing economy in the world. And finally, India is a nuclear power. India has a lot to gain from a permanent seat at the UNSC. It will have a greater say in global politics, will have the benefit of influencing the UN decisions, will add to India's global position, will strengthen India's resolve as a security provider in the region, and will help India create mechanisms to address security threats. India has been a non-permanent member of the UNSC 7 times. It was a non-permanent member of the Council during 1950 to 1951, 1967 to 1968, 1972 to 1973, 1977 to 1978, 1984 to 1985, 1991 to 1992, and lastly 2011 to 2012, which was seen as a rehearsal for permanent membership. India's interest in the Security Council is not recent. It goes back a few decades. And stories of India rejecting a permanent seat in the UNSC have been floated periodically. Most of these are unverified claims, but have been discussed nonetheless. There have been claims that India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, was offered a permanent seat in the UNSC by America in 1955, and how he gave up the seat to China. The evidence that is cited is a letter that Nehru wrote to his sister Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. She was also India's ambassador to the United States. In the letter, Nehru reportedly said that though India deserves the permanent seat, it was not going to be at the cost of China. Historians and experts believe that he denied the seat in order to restore stability among Asian countries. Later, Prime Minister Nehru had categorically denied any offer of a seat for India in the UNSC. Speaking in the Lok Sabha in 1955, Nehru stated, and I quote, "There has been no offer, formal or informal, of this kind. Some vague references have appeared in the press about it which have no foundation in fact. The composition of the Security Council is prescribed by the UN Charter, according to which certain specified nations have permanent seats. No change or addition can be made to this without an amendment of the Charter. There is therefore no question of a seat being offered and India declining it." Unquote. What is undisputed is that India's time to take its rightful place in the UNSC has come. India has emerged as a rising power, and it is acknowledged by many states that India has a legitimate claim to a role in changing the composition of international institutions. Now, the important question is, will India's current global ties prove beneficial in bringing about the reforms necessary for India to become a permanent member of the Security Council? Bureau Report, Wion, World is One.